this is why the White House has had it with shows like The View, with CNN, with CBS, with a whole lot of them, right? The mainstream media, given all the lies that they have told us over the now years, it's getting tiring. It's getting tiring. Well, there's a new way to deal with it over at the White House. They've got a new website, shall we say. Take a peek.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
The president has never given an illegal order. These people know what they are doing.
Okay, cute, right? So CNN's losing it over this new site. So they're talking about fake media. They know what fake media is. They said it's misleading, it's biased, and it is being called out by them. So they're exposing it, and they're putting out their fake media of the week, if you would, and they got a little clip and the whole thing. I mean, it's kind of interesting, right? And you can even actually go and search the Offender Hall of Shame. I mean, look, what are you going to do? The entire institution of the media business is so far left that I think he felt like, I got to fight back however I can. And so I got to call their craziness out. But when you call their craziness out, boy, do they get crazy. I mean, they get really, really crazy. Like this little dude over on CNN who got fired and then rehired somehow, but writes now a newsletter. Thank God he doesn't have a show because, well, this is just what talent can say is not really talent. And I say that as talent. Here we go. Here's the reporter on all things media for CNN losing it over this Offender Hall of Shame.
The president has ramped up his attacks on journalists in recent weeks. This isn't a new strategy for him. We have seen this. What is this all about? Is this just about controlling the narrative?
To delegitimize the media. I would say it's to delegitimize the media, Jessica. This media bias monitor is being produced at taxpayer expense. It's a featured part of the White House website, and it's about trying to tarnish and demean various news outlets, as well as media outlets that have nothing to do with the news business. For example, one of the targets of this White House webpage is Whoopi Goldberg, the entertainer who co-hosts The View. So it's about targeting perceived liberals, perceived enemies, and as always, trying to attack the messenger. But here's what happens whenever the president or his aides go after a journalist.
I'm sorry, but Whoopi Goldberg, she's about the worst offender. I mean, I'm telling you, she deserves. The woman thinks that you'd be better off being a gay, lesbian, black woman in Iran today than in the US of A. To which I'm like, hey, honey, you go for it, First flight out.
Journalists or go after a news outlet, it makes people wonder what the fuss is about, what the controversy is about. The other day, the president called a New York Times reporter ugly. It made more people want to read the story and find out what the story was about. That story was about the president's stamina and how he's less visible than he was during Trump 1.0 back in 2017. When he called a reporter at CBS stupid the other day, I wanted to know, what was that story about? The reporter was asking about Afghans coming to the U.S. and the vetting process of the U.S. government. A couple weeks ago, and the president called a reporter piggy. What was she asking about? The Epstein files. So I think when the president insults reporters or when the White House goes and claims media outlets are biased, it might draw more attention, more curiosity about what the stories are about. It might actually draw more attention to the questions being asked. And that way people can make up their own minds about whether the stories are legitimate, whether the questions are fair. Look, the White House, like any other entity, it can go ahead and criticize the press. Criticism can be a good thing. But when I look at this particular media bias monitor, it seems mostly to be a way to delegitimize the press.
No, it's a way to fight back, because when the press is constantly saying things that are inaccurate or wrong, I mean, hello, for goodness sakes. This is the same press that was like, oh, the Hunter Biden laptop, that was only Russian misinformation. This is the same press that doubled down on the Russian dossier. This is the same press that said, oh no, that virus couldn't possibly have come from the Wuhan lab. I mean, after a while, I'm sorry, they're doing it to themselves. They're being exposed over and over again. He's just finding another way to expose them because, what else are you supposed to do? How do you fight back in that kind of environment? Seriously, guys. I mean, I think that you all have figured out your own way to fight back. You're over here watching this show, and I thank you for that. Quick reminder, if you haven't gone to my 76 Research, do make sure that you do that. 76research.com. Use code word $, my gift to you. We're looking at a market that's a really interesting one right about now. I do want to make sure that you subscribe to this show. We're going to be back tomorrow. I've got some more to tell you on Letitia James, because there are growing calls for her to be disbarred. And I think it's probably about time we really examine those. So brand new calls for that. We're going to look at that. And then I want to dig in a little bit deeper on this media bias thing, especially in light of what the White House has created. So join me again live on the Trish Regan Show. Make sure you follow me on Spotify as well. I have all the links in the show notes. We will see you back here live tomorrow.